Hello, everybody! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive potential for wedding day drama as Drew Kane uncovers a shocking secret that could force Willow Tate into an unwanted union. In the swirling chaos of Port Charles, Drew Kane appears to have stumbled upon a piece of information that could serve as the ultimate bargaining chip in his upcoming nuptials. Fans are buzzing with speculation that Drew might leverage this newfound knowledge to ensure Willow doesn't bolt from the altar. Picture this. As the wedding bells loom, Drew's mind races back to recent eerie events involving strange baby-related disturbances that left everyone on edge. Initially, Nina Reeves pointed the finger at Drew himself, suspecting his involvement in the unsettling incidents that targeted young Daisy Gilmore. But Drew, ever the quick thinker, paused to reassess the clues, his expression shifting to one of dawning realization. He began probing about specific details from the 4th of July celebrations, piecing together a timeline that didn't align with his own actions. This led him straight to Willow as the prime suspect, imagining her as the shadowy figure orchestrating the harassment. To add layers to this intrigue, perhaps Drew recalls a fleeting glimpse of someone familiar lurking near the Quartermain estate during that holiday fireworks display. A detail that now clicks into place like a puzzle piece. The stakes are sky high, especially since Sasha Gilmore was so terrified by the anonymous threats that she hastily gathered her belongings, bundled up little Daisy, and fled Port Charles for safer horizons, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and fractured relationships. Delving deeper into the heart of this scandal, Willow's alleged actions paint a picture of desperation and secrecy that could unravel her carefully constructed life. Sneaking through the opulent halls of the Quartermain mansion under the cover of night, she reportedly tampered with items related to the innocent infant, using the child as a pawn in a twisted game of manipulation. Imagine the chilling scene. Willow, driven by unspoken motives, perhaps a mix of jealousy over Sasha's bond with the baby or unresolved family tensions, slipping in undetected, rearranging nursery items or leaving cryptic notes that escalated into full-blown fear. This isn't just a minor indiscretion. It's a bombshell secret Willow would go to great lengths to bury, fearing the judgment of her loved ones and the potential fallout on her role as a mother. The invention of new elements here could include whispers among the staff about odd noises in the mansion's corridors, or even a misplaced item like a baby blanket that bore faint traces of Willow's favorite perfume, subtly hinting at her involvement without outright confirmation. Such details amplify the gravity of the situation, showing how Willow's choices might stem from deeper emotional wounds, like her ongoing struggles with identity and belonging in the Corinthos family dynamic. The timing of Drew's epiphany couldn't be more suspiciously perfect, aligning precisely with the eve of his marriage to Willow, prompting fans to wonder if the General Hospital writers orchestrated this reveal for maximum dramatic impact. As the ceremony approaches, with floral arrangements being finalized and guests resting, Drew holds this explosive truth like a hidden ace up his sleeve. Why now? It seems tailor-made to complicate the vows, forcing characters to confront their flaws in the spotlight. Expanding on this, one could envision Drew piecing it together during a quiet moment at the rehearsal dinner, his eyes narrowing as he connects Willow's unexplained absences with the timeline of the stalking incidents. This narrative choice by the show's creators adds a delicious layer of irony, as Drew, no stranger to moral gray areas from his own turbulent past, including his time as a Navy SEAL and the identity crises post-resurrectional, wields power over someone else's hidden shame. Invented scenarios might include Drew confiding in a trusted ally like Curtis Ashford about his suspicions, only to pivot the conversation toward how this could secure his future happiness, blending ambition with affection in true soap opera fashion. Of course, Drew isn't without his own skeletons rattling in the closet, and this vulnerability could ignite the powder keg first. As Willow deepens her feelings for Drew, envisioning a blissful life together, the revelation of his steamy affair with Nina Reeves threatens to shatter that illusion. Their clandestine encounters, filled with passionate whispers behind closed doors at the Metro Court or stolen moments in dimly lit offices, represent a betrayal that cuts deep, especially given Nina's complicated history with Willow as her biological mother. Curtis Ashford, with his keen investigative instincts honed from years in private security, might be the catalyst who uncovers this liaison, perhaps stumbling upon incriminating evidence like a forgotten earring or an overheard phone call. Adding inventive flair, imagine Curtis piecing together clues from hotel security footage or anonymous tips. His loyalty to Willow pushing him to deliver the devastating news just as she's adjusting her veil. This sets the stage for Willow's potential rage, her heart breaking as she contemplates storming away from the altar, leaving Drew in a cloud of humiliation and unanswered IDOS. Yet, escaping the wedding might prove far more challenging than Willow anticipates, as Drew could counter with a ruthless strategy of his own. In a tense, private confrontation amid the wedding venue's elegant gardens, roses blooming ironically around them, Drew might pull her aside, his voice low and persuasive, reminding her that they've both crossed ethical lines. He could subtly drop hints about her role in the Daisy stalking saga, suggesting that Michael Corinthos, her devoted husband in spirit if not yet legally separated, would be devastated to learn how she terrorized Sasha and drove them from town. To flesh this out with new details, Drew might reference specific incidents like tampered baby formula or eerie lullabies playing from hidden devices, painting Willow as the villain in a story that could cost her custody of her own children, Wiley and Amelia. Inventing further, perhaps he exaggerates the consequences, warning that the Quartermain family lawyers would pounce, turning public opinion against her and isolating her from the support network she's built. This blackmail tactic fits Drew's pattern of assertive maneuvering, seen in his business dealings at Aurora Media or past confrontations with rivals like Valentin Casadini. Pushing the envelope, Drew might frame the ultimatum as a mutual pact of forgiveness, urging Willow to overlook his indiscretion with Nina in exchange for his silence on her misdeeds. "We've all made mistakes," he could say, his eyes locking onto hers with feigned sincerity, proposing that proceeding with the marriage is the only way to safeguard their futures. The threat of exposure looms large. Drew could imply that his word carries weight in Port Charles, backed by his political aspirations and influential connections, ensuring that everyone from the police to the media will side with his version of events. Would this psychological pressure be sufficient to sway Willow, compelling her to walk down the aisle despite the turmoil in her heart? Adding analytical depth without rambling, this scenario explores themes of power imbalances in relationships, highlighting how secrets can bind people in toxic ways. Much like past GH storylines involving characters like Sonny Corinthos and his web of deceptions, Drew's history of issuing threats is well documented, from corporate boardrooms to personal vendettas, so extending this to his own bride feels like a natural, if twisted, progression. Whether it's strong-arming competitors or navigating family feuds, he's no stranger to playing hardball, and this wedding could become his most audacious power play yet. Invented elements might include flashbacks to Drew's military days, where survival often meant outmaneuvering threats, drawing parallels to his current dilemma and enriching his character's complexity. Next, we will learn about the jaw-dropping revelation awaiting Carly Spencer as she uncovers her daughter's secret life in the shadows of espionage. In the ever-turbulent world of Port Charles, Carly Spencer is on the brink of a revelation that could shatter her world like fragile glass. Imagine the shock rippling through her as she learns that her beloved daughter, Josslyn Jax, has traded her carefree college days for the perilous role of a WSB agent. This bombshell comes without warning, catching Carly completely off guard amid her whirlwind life. Josslyn's transformation into a spy began in the aftermath of Dex Heller's tragic murder, a loss that left emotional scars and opened doors to unexpected opportunities. Brennan, the enigmatic WSB bureau chief, saw potential in Josslyn's resilience and sharp instincts, quietly recruiting her into the fold during a moment of vulnerability. To flesh out this intrigue, picture Josslyn grappling with grief over Dex, only to be approached by Brennan in a dimly lit coffee shop on the outskirts of town, where he painted a picture of purpose and justice that resonated with her sense of adventure. Now, far from the lecture halls and dorm parties, she's immersed in undercover operations, her every move calculated to maintain her cover while delving into high-stakes mysteries. Shifting gears from student life, Josslyn's new reality involves collaborating closely with her seasoned handler, Vaughn, on a mission to expose the true intentions of the mysterious Professor Dalton. Their partnership is a blend of mentorship and high-tension fieldwork, with Vaughn guiding her through the intricacies of surveillance and deception. Together, they've been piecing together clues about Dalton's shadowy activities, perhaps involving clandestine meetings in abandoned warehouses or encrypted messages hinting at a larger conspiracy threatening Port Charles. Inventing fresh layers, envision Josslyn posing as an eager intern in Dalton's academic circle, attending late-night seminars where she overhears coded conversations about experimental tech or hidden alliances, all while balancing her double life with feigned normalcy at home. This assignment has thrust her into danger's embrace, far removed from the safety of textbooks and campus events, highlighting her growth from a naive young woman to a formidable operative willing to risk it all for the greater good. Meanwhile, key figures in Port Charles are already privy to Josslyn's covert existence, adding layers of secrecy and potential alliances. Anna Devane, with her extensive background in intelligence, pieced together the puzzle early on and confided in Dante Falconeri, trusting his discretion as a detective. Their shared knowledge forms a protective web around Josslyn, perhaps involving discreet check-ins or backup plans to ensure her safety during risky encounters. Expanding on this, one could imagine Anna mentoring Josslyn indirectly through anonymous tips, drawing from her own storied past with the WSB, while Dante wrestles with the ethical dilemma of keeping such a secret from his close-knit circle, including his ties to the Corinthos family. This inner circle's awareness contrasts sharply with Carly's obliviousness, setting the stage for explosive confrontations when the truth inevitably surfaces. Carly's attention has been scattered across a tapestry of personal dramas, leaving little room to notice the changes in her daughter. Her budding romance with Brennan has consumed her, with stolen glances and passionate evenings at the Metro Court Hotel blinding her to his ulterior motives as the head of the WSB. She's fallen deeply, charmed by his charisma and authority, yet remains unaware of the web of deception he's spinning. Compounding her distractions are Michael's heated custody battles, fraught with legal wrangling and emotional strain over his children. Alongside the heartache of Sasha Gilmore's sudden departure from town with Carly's newborn grandchild in tow. Invented details might include Carly poring over custody documents late into the night, her phone buzzing with updates from lawyers, or tearful video calls with Sasha as she settles into a quiet life elsewhere, all pulling her focus away from Josslyn's increasingly erratic schedule and evasive explanations. As the veil lifts, Carly's legendary fiery temper is poised to erupt like a volcano, unleashing a storm of emotions upon discovering Josslyn's months-long deception. The lies have piled up. What Josslyn claimed was a spontaneous trip to Easter Island for a cultural immersion was actually an intensive WSB training regimen, complete with survival drills on rugged terrains and lessons in cryptography under the guise of exotic adventures. Since returning to Port Charles, she's been entangled in a hazardous cat-and-mouse game with Dalton, flirting with peril at every turn, perhaps dodging close calls like a near miss in a crowded lecture hall where suspicions almost boiled over. Adding inventive flair, picture Josslyn fabricating stories about island souvenirs to Carly while secretly nursing bruises from mock combat sessions, her eyes betraying a newfound hardness forged in the fires of espionage. The bond between mother and daughter, once an unbreakable pillar of trust and closeness, will be tested to its limits by this betrayal, leaving Carly reeling from the pain of exclusion. Their relationship has always been a cornerstone, filled with heartfelt talks over coffee and shared triumphs, making the secrecy feel like a dagger to the heart. Beyond the hurt, Carly's maternal instincts will surge with overwhelming concern for Josslyn's well-being, envisioning worst-case scenarios where her daughter faces grave dangerous gunfire in dark alleys, betrayals by double agents, or even fatal encounters in the line of duty. To deepen this, invent scenes of Carly reflecting on past family crises, like the time Josslyn battled health issues as a child, amplifying her fear that history could repeat in far deadlier ways, pushing her to question every decision that led to this point. Then there's the fallout with Brennan, a twist that could demolish Carly's romantic illusions in an instant. Upon realizing he orchestrated Josslyn's recruitment without a whisper of warning, Carly's savvy owner of the Metro Court will feel a profound sense of betrayal, her trust in him crumbling like sand. This man she opened her heart to, sharing intimate dinners and dreams of a future, went behind her back in the most personal way imaginable. Her reaction promises to be volcanic, potentially severing ties forever as she confronts the duplicity head-on. Fleshing this out with new elements, imagine Carly piecing it together during a heated argument in her hotel suite, evidence like a misplaced USB file or an overheard call fueling her rage, leading to a dramatic showdown where she vows to expose his manipulations to the entire town. Next, we will learn about the tantalizing mystery surrounding Nathan West's possible survival and how it could ignite a thrilling search for Maxie Jones. Diving into the heart of Port Charles' endless enigmas, a burning question emerges from the shadows. Could Nathan West, once brought to life by actor Ryan Peavy, actually still be breathing somewhere out there? This speculation gains momentum as Maxie Jones, portrayed with heartfelt depth by Kirsten Storms, might soon embark on a determined quest to find her presumed deceased husband. Spurred by the bombshell news about her sister-in-law, Britt Westfern, played by Kelly Thibault, the ripples from Britt's unexpected reappearance could send Maxie down a path of hope and uncertainty, rekindling old flames of grief and possibility. To enrich this narrative thread, imagine Maxie stumbling upon a cryptic postcard from an unknown sender, postmarked from a remote location, bearing a subtle clue like Nathan's favorite quote, fueling her suspicion that he's not gone for good and prompting her to dig deeper into family secrets long buried. As this storyline with Britt unfolds in its nascent stages, the air is thick with ambiguity. Is she the true Britt who miraculously cheated death? Or perhaps a sophisticated clone engineered in some clandestine lab? The uncertainty keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, debating every glance and gesture. A telling comment from Kelly Thibault herself leans toward authenticity, implying that Britt has cleverly outmaneuvered her grim destiny through sheer will or hidden aid, opening doors for similar resurrections in the soap's intricate web. Inventing fresh intrigue, picture Britt whispering to a confidant about a secret underground network of medical experts who specialize in faking deaths. A detail that could explain her evasion and hint at broader conspiracies involving other lost characters, all while maintaining the core thrill of her genuine return. This development naturally spotlights Liesl Obrecht, whose maternal instincts might hold more secrets than she's let on, potentially orchestrating Britt's comeback with resources she's kept under wraps. If Liesl had access to cutting-edge technology or shadowy alliances to pull her daughter back from the brink, it's not a stretch to wonder if she extended that lifeline to her beloved son, Nathan, as well. Her involvement could stem from a hidden lair equipped with experimental revival tech, perhaps funded by old enemies or allies, adding layers of moral complexity to her character. Expanding creatively, envision Liesl poring over faded photographs of Nathan in a dimly lit room, her eyes gleaming with determination as she activates a holographic display showing vital signs that never truly flatlined, blending her villainous edge with poignant vulnerability in a bid to restore her fractured family. Liesl's profound sorrow over Nathan's demise mirrored the agony she felt for Britt, a double blow that left her shattered and yearning for redemption. Given the chance to rewrite fate, she would undoubtedly seize it to reunite with both children, transforming her grief into a fierce drive for resurrection. This emotional core underscores her character's evolution from a cold operative to a mother willing to bend reality itself. To add inventive depth, consider a flashback scene where Liesl clutches Nathan's badge from his days as a detective, vowing under her breath to harness forbidden science made involving rare serums derived from ancient Casadini artifacts to bring him back, highlighting her unyielding love amid the chaos of Port Charles' underbelly. Complicating matters further, whispers persist that Victor Casadini might not be as dead as believed, lurking in the background as a master puppeteer with his long-standing fixation on Liesl fueling his schemes. His obsession could manifest in elaborate plots to gift her with revived loved ones, whether as authentic beings or meticulously crafted duplicates, all to win her allegiance or exact revenge. Victor's hand in these events wouldn't surprise loyal fans, given his history of manipulating life and death through Casadini resources. Inventing new elements. Imagine Victor monitoring Liesel from a high-tech command center hidden in the Swiss Alps, deploying drones to deliver clues about Nathan's whereabouts, weaving his romantic delusions into a grander plan that threatens to upend the entire town. Fan theories also swirl around the notorious Caesar Faison, with some speculating he's evaded his own end and is pulling strings from afar, his dark legacy casting long shadows over his progeny. As the biological father of both Britt and Nathan, Faison's survival could tie into their potential returns, using them as pawns in his eternal game of deception and control. This familial connection amplifies the stakes, reminding us of the twisted bloodlines that define so many Port Charles rivalries. Adding creative flair, picture anonymous messages arriving at the homes of key characters, signed with Faison's infamous insignia stylized scorpion, hinting at revival experiments conducted in forgotten bunkers, drawing Britt and possibly Nathan into a web of paternal manipulation that echoes his past atrocities. Shifting to real-world updates, Kirsten Storms has announced her move to Tennessee, sharing on Instagram that she stepped away briefly for the transition, but not before teasing a blockbuster arc that's set to leave audiences reeling. Her words promise a storyline packed with jaw-dropping moments, building anticipation for Maxie's next chapter amid this personal hiatus. This break allows for off-screen developments that could reshape her character's trajectory. To expand, envision Storm's post including a cryptic emoji, a magnifying glass symbolizing Maxie's investigative turn, while fans flood the comments with theories, heightening the buzz around her return to the set with renewed energy. Tying it all together, Britt's astonishing survival might serve as a beacon signaling Nathan's own hidden existence, prompting Maxie to launch an off-screen expedition in search of proof that her husband lives on in some distant corner of the world. This quest could unfold through urgent phone calls and map consultations, with Maxie piecing together leads from Britt's tales of escape. The possibility adds a romantic layer to Maxie's resilient spirit. Inventively, imagine Maxie discovering a locket with Nathan's photo washed up on a beach during her travels, inscribed with coordinates leading to a safe house, fueling her hope while keeping the focus on rediscovery. However, this hopeful pursuit carries dark risks, potentially morphing into a sinister trap where malevolent forces dangle Nathan's survival as lure to ensnare Maxie in a kidnapping plot. Adversaries like lingering Casadini operatives or Faison's remnants could exploit her vulnerability, turning her journey into a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. This twist heightens the drama, blending optimism with peril. Adding new details, picture Maxie receiving a forged video message showing Nathan alive but captive, her heart racing as she boards a plane, unaware of the ambush waiting in a foggy European village, emphasizing the dangers of chasing ghosts. Ultimately, the prospect of Nathan West reclaiming his place on the General Hospital canvas would be a triumphant full-circle moment. Whether Ryan Peavy reprises the role or a fresh face steps in to embody the heroic detective, his return could revitalize old dynamics, from rekindled romances to family reunions, injecting fresh energy into Port Charles. ABC General Hospital spoilers suggest these threads will weave into unforgettable shows. Could Nathan's comeback heal old wounds or unleash new storms? What do you think will happen, fans? Share your theories below and stay tuned for more electrifying updates.